Namaskar, my dear students. Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. Also, Swami Vivekananda said, practice makes a man perfect. Today, we will talk about the topic words and sentences. We talk many words, isn't it? But when somebody asks us, you define the word, we face a difficulty, we cannot express properly. So how can we define the words? As we know, there are 26 letters in English literature, in English alphabet, that is from A to Z. And there are 2-letter words, 3-letter words, 4-letter words and so on. We do not have sufficient vocabulary. But one thing is very clear, if we will practice it through the games, through talking, then we will have a lot of stock in our vocabulary. For example, when we find the leisure time, when we talk with our friends, we can play some word games. Like, let us compose some words begin with the letter A, ant, aim, apple, so on. Like this we can play lots of words. When we will play it regularly, then we will have a lots of words in our stock. Suppose for example, if I write some letters E, M, C, O. If I tell you to read the word, you cannot pronounce because it cannot be pronounced, because the letters are written in a puzzled way, not in a proper sequence. If I write that letters in a proper sequence, immediately you can read come, but this word you cannot read. Same letters are there, but it is not arranged in a proper way. So that is why we cannot say it is a word, but it is a word. And we should remember there should be a proper gap also in between letters. So we can define in this way, a word is a combination of letters or a group of letters which gives a complete meaning, that is called word. Similarly, when we will discuss the sentence, how can we define? In an earlier class, we have already read, a sentence is a group of words or a combination of words which gives a clear meaning. That is called a sentence. But in a modern concept, there is a slight change. We can also tell the come is also a sentence. Come is also a sentence. But you can tell it is also a word. That I am telling. Suppose if you have gone out and you want to come to inside the class and you are asking your teacher, may I come in, sir? Teacher is telling, yes, come. But teacher has not told the complete sentence. Only words, come. That also gives some meaning. Then there is a slight change in the definition of the sentence. A sentence is a group of words or combination of words having clear meaning in a given context. That is called sentence. And there are some features of the sentence also. First, you should remember there are some rules for writing the sentence. Every time when we write a sentence, the first letter should be the capital letter and it should end with a proper punctuation mark. Then we can say it is a correct sentence. It has some other features also. A sentence may be single worded, a sentence may be multi-worded. Single worded means come, go, sit down, shut the door. So these are the sentences are called single worded. With a single word, the sentence is formed. Similarly, there is a multi-worded sentence. In a sentence, when we find more than 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, that is a multi-worded sentence. In a multi-worded sentence also, some sentences are with verbs and some sentences are verbless. What is with verbs? For example, will you give me? Will is a verb. Who are you? Are is a verb. But the second type of sentence will you consider? Why not? It has no verb. So it is called verbless sentence. Similarly, second example, what for? Without verb the sentence is written. And this is completed, it ends with question mark. So it is a different type of sentence. Definitely we will discuss this one in a later part. Similarly, we will discuss what are the different kinds of a sentence. There are 5 different types of sentences. First one is called assertive, or it's also called statement sentence, which ends with full stop. The second type of sentence is called interrogative sentence, which is also called question sentence. It ends with question mark. Third type of sentence is called imperative sentence, that expresses command or a request. It ends with full stop. Fourth type of sentence is called operative sentence, which expresses desire or prayer. It also ends with full stop. The last kind of sentence is known as exclamatory sentence, which expresses emotions and it ends with exclamation mark. There are some clues to identify the sentence. From the punctuation mark, you can understand what type of a sentence. Three sentence: assertive, imperative, operative, ends with full stop. Only two different sentences are interrogative or question sentence, which ends with a question mark, exclamatory or emotions, that ends with exclamation mark. And sometimes we may extend the sentence by making left branching and right branching. Let us know what is left branching and what is right branching. We'll take an example. A girl is dancing. Suppose we'll write a sentence. A girl is dancing. It is a sentence. It is a key sentence. And I can extend this sentence. Let us write second time. A young girl is dancing. Just to observe it, I have added young left side to girl. Again, I will write another way this sentence. A beautiful young girl is dancing. That means all the extensions are being done toward the left side. That we can say it is left branching. I can write one more word also. Okay, this is called left branching. Now, we will extend this sentence toward the right side also. Then we can write a beautiful young girl is dancing in the school auditorium. In the school auditorium. That means I have extended this sentence in the right side in the school auditorium. It is called right branching. It is called right branching. Now again, as we have discussed, there are 5 different types of sentences. Again, all 5 different types of sentences are 2 types. One is affirmative, another is negative. So let us write on the blackboard again the all 5 types of a sentence. It is also affirmative and negative. Suppose affirmative sentence is also called positive. Another is negative. And we can convert assertive sentence into both into positive and negative, or affirmative and negative. Similarly, interrogative sentence also. Let us take some examples, then we will more clear about it, how we can convert the sentence both into affirmative and negative. Suppose for example, we will write first category of sentence. Number 1, I am an Indian. When we will convert this sentence into negative, we will write I am not an Indian. Similarly, interrogative, if we will write, suppose for example, does he take tea? Does he take tea? This is affirmative or positive in case of interrogative. Then how we will convert into negative? We can write, does he not take tea? Question mark. Similarly, third category of sentence, imperative sentence. Suppose shut the door. दरवाजा बंद करो. Shut the door. Then when will you convert into negative? How can we write? Don't shut the door. Don't shut the door. Similarly, we will write operative sentence. May he achieve it. For example, we will write may he achieve it. We will write may he not achieve it. May he not achieve it. Similarly, exclamatory also will take an example. Wow, it's beautiful. Wow, exclamation mark. It is beautiful, exclamation mark. When we will convert this sentence into negative, how can we write? This word will be challenged. Alas, it is not beautiful. So in this way, every sentences can be written in the affirmative form or positive form, or it can be converted into negative form. Similarly, there are again two major parts of a sentence, or major parts of the sentence, which is one part of the sentence is subject part, another is predicate. Suppose for example, Swami Vivekananda was a spiritual monk. So Swami Vivekananda, it is a subject part. And what is subject? The part of the sentence about which we are speaking, that is known as subject. And what is the predicate part? The part of the sentence about what predicate is telling something or speaking something, that is predicate. Predicate includes object, verb or adverbs. Similarly, subject part, subject, noun and pronoun. So in this way, these are the two major parts. And now we will discuss some of the patterns of the sentences. There are some formulas that we will discuss now. I can rub it here, then I will write some examples, then we can understand what is the formula of every sentence. Suppose for example, I will write a sentence, Ashok plays volleyball well. Ashok plays volley well. We have written. Then here Ashok is a subject, plays verb, it is object, then well is complement. Then for assertive sentence, what is the formula? Subject should be there, verb, again object or complement. Similarly, we will take the example of another imperative sentence. Imperative sentence, the example, read the book. Read the book. Here, who will read the book? It is told everybody. Then we should assume, we suppose you is the subject here. Then here, what is the formula? Read is verb, then object, complement or adverbials. So this is the formula of imperative sentence. Similarly, interrogative sentence, for example, is Kim your brother? Is Kim your brother? Question mark. This is interrogative sentence. Then here what is the formula? Verb, subject, then object or complement, then we will find adverbials. So this is the formula to write interrogative sentence. Similarly, operative sentence, may God bless you. May God bless you. Here may plus assertive sentence. Plus assertive sentence. This is the formula of operative sentence. Then last, exclamatory sentence. So exclamatory sentence or emotions, how will you know? Suppose for example, alas, the man is dead. The man is dead. Then here in the beginning, it may be alas, it may be hooray, it may be wow, plus assertive sentence. So this is the formula of what? Exclamatory sentence. Another type of exclamatory sentence is also possible. What a nice bird it is. We can write, what a nice bird, or you can write, what a beautiful bird it is. Here what is the formula? WH word, what, how, plus object, plus verb. So in this way we can write some of the sentence. Then if we remember all the formulas, then while writing the sentences we will never make mistakes. Then again we will go all the points, and what are the question answer is given in the exercise part of your grammar book. You have to practice, then we will be able to write the correct sentence. Today we will conclude the class here. Thank you. Again next class we will learn about direct speech and indirect speech.